Hello, I'm Victoria Lemieux. I'm an associate professor in archival science at the University of British Columbia, and I'm also the cluster lead of blockchain at UBC. The mission of blockchain at UBC is really to work with industry as a collaboration with academia to promote blockchain-related research and development in a multidisciplinary research platform.
How did you first get involved in blockchain?
My first experience with blockchain was with Bitcoin back in the days when Bitcoin was worth $3 to $15. I was part of this pool called Slush's Pool, and we managed to mine, I personally managed to mine about 1 Bitcoin, and I thought it would go nowhere because, it's Bitcoin, like what the hell is that? But then a couple years later, the price jumps up to $100, and then a couple months after that, it goes up to $1,400, and I completely missed out on that.
We've been following that space for quite a while because it's a natural fit for the way we develop all other software. And so it's been a couple of years and so on, discussions with my son, who's a student was at times student at UVic and who works for Coinbase in the Bay Area now and so on. So there's a lot of interesting feedback from that direction. I guess that was the main part of my involvement originally.
One time Dr. Lemieux was doing a lecture in one of our classes, and I got interested in him. She pulled me aside and said, "Hey Alicia, you want to do this great opportunity here at UBC?" And I was like, "Sure." And here I am.
What is your best takeaway from the Summer Institute?
I think my best takeaway was the camaraderie in between the other students. So everyone was at the starting point in their understanding about the technology, and it came through in the way we all helped each other solve problems, especially in the practical elements of the institute.
Curtis explained Hyperledger in a very business-centric way, and Hyperledger seemed like it was the most business-centric blockchain infrastructure that I've seen up till now, because it's a private blockchain as opposed to a public blockchain like Bitcoin. It had far more useful implications, I guess, for different industries, and like he was explaining the sort of coffee trading industry, and Maersk, which is like a giant in terms of transportation, those sort of real-life examples, and researching blockchain after that as well, and seeing sort of the insurance industry deciding to take it up, the fintech industry deciding to take it up. All of that sort of worked more with Hyperledger in my eyes than the private blockchains or the public blockchains.
Well, we always share these anything that we learn, or time-based series architectures every week at our meetup, and we do that for free. But at the same time, we can enable companies to take advantage of blockchain within what would seem more mundane domains, and to be able to leverage future architectures for what their current business needs are now, but not limit them, so that they can take advantage of not only blockchain but also artificial intelligence.
So at the Summer Institute, we got introduced to 3 flavors of blockchain technology. Bitcoin, we got into the back end of that, Ethereum, and also Hyperledger. Hyperledger particularly took my fancy because it's a very introducible technology. You can easily install it and bring it to businesses who want to collaborate in a certain space. Who inspires you most in the blockchain space?
So no real individual has really inspired me in the blockchain space, but I'm really inspired and really enthused by the whole community that we have, especially here in Vancouver and at UBC. We have so many bright minds and so many people in this young industry, or this young technology, that are so keen to grow it. That's really inspiring for me, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Also working with the Adaptec guys, I think, was very inspiring, just seeing how they're taking all the knowledge they have before blockchain, and now continuously trying to improve and change and integrate blockchain into their new models, and I think that was very inspiring to actually see the community.
Blockchain at UBC seems to have a very distinct flavor of social impact. and that was my initial pull. And I met Professor Limo at a Vancouver event, and we got into talking, and she had worked in World Bank, and so we had similar background relating to that, and so we briefly discussed about the role of blockchain in developing countries and what it can mean, what it can bring. And and then she invited me for the summer school, and that's how I got into it.
What are you doing with the knowledge and connections you gained at this?
Oh wow, I'm already getting started on a lot of different projects. First of all, I'm right now working currently on writing a white paper for a software development company here in Vancouver, and I'm also will be assisting blockchain at UBC, as well as Vicky Lemire and a big team of people who are working on a blockathon for BC Landshare.
For me personally, I want to develop a decentralized poker game, I guess, or a platform for poker playing.
I'm actually working on some of the biggest blockchain projects at Broadridge. At the same time, I'm actually going to publish a technical white paper end of November. I'm actually building a trade finance platform built on top of Ethereum, which is meant for banks and big financial institutions.
So I'll be working with blockchain at UBC as a research fellow on looking at blockchain for social impact.
So my attachment is more with the Bitcoin Club. I'm taking whatever we learned in the summer and bringing that to students at UBC.
I'm hoping to be more involved on even the organization, given what we've learned this time around, just how much closer we really are in terms of being able to bring also students that are studying this, or studying computer science, to really have those skills applied directly to where the industry is going, and to have them have a path clearly after they're done with a meaningful internship somewhere that's going to continue leveraging what they've learned to put it into practice in the real world, and really make that not such an onerous task as it has been in history.
We just recently partnered up with blockchain at UBC to explore some initiatives and opportunities that we have as an organization to implement and use blockchain to further our technology.
I'm a Bitcoin researcher at the Blockchain Intelligence Group here in Vancouver.
Yeah, so we've already so I brought on a student already actually after that from the blockathon who's actually joined our team in order to help develop the application, so he'll be starting soon. We're obviously working with UBC at Blockchain in order to help us on the research side of things in order to build our product, which is going to be bigger picture. We're building the verified version of LinkedIn using blockchain. This is what we're working on. So it's quite a big idea, lots of potential, and we've got a few partners involved, and we're quite excited about it. So looking for more people to work with us at the moment.